Let's go ahead and get started. Good morning, students, hospitality professionals, and leaders. I'm Victoria Schaefer, HFTP Senior Membership Manager, along with Barbara Cimarero, HFTP Chapter Relations Coordinator. Together with the Hackathon student leadership team and their professors, we welcome you to today's Hackathon session. HFTP is a proud sponsor of the first Hilton College Hackathon. The University of Houston, Conrad and Hilton College of Hotel and Restaurant Management, in partnership with the Hospitality, Financial, and Technology Professionals, HFTP, are starting a critical dialogue with a challenge for the future leaders of this global industry. We invited student teams from hospitality programs across the world to compete in the first ever Hilton College Hospitality Hackathon, HC3. HFTP, Hospitality, Financial, and Technology Professionals, is an educational association serving not only hospitality professionals, but allied partners who sell goods and services to the industry, young professionals developing their careers in hospitality, and students studying to become hospitality professionals. Student membership in HFTP is free. So if you're not yet a member of the association, I'd like to personally encourage you to join. Contact me and I can help you. Hospitality, Financial, and Technology Professionals, established in 1952, is an international nonprofit association headquartered in Austin, Texas, with offices in Hong Kong, United Kingdom, the Netherlands, and Dubai. HFTP is a recognized spokesgroup for the finance and technology segments of the hospitality industry, with members and stakeholders spanning across the globe. HFTP offers two professional certifications widely recognized in the hospitality industry. You can elevate professionalism and demonstrate superior industry performance with HFTP certification programs. The CHAE is the Certified Hospitality Accountant Executive, and the CHTP is the Certified Hospitality Technology Professional. The exam is free for students for their first attempt with HFTP membership. In 2018, HFTP acquired the copyright to the USALI. HFTP had been involved as a sponsor and contributor of this publication for many years, and so it was a logical first step to acquire that. So for this year, we are offering the USALI certificate program. It has two certificate courses which demonstrate your expertise on the USALI 11th edition. The objective is for participants to understand the history, use, and content of the USALI. The courses are available to all with no previous experience. So consider signing up for that program. We're running specials right now. So again, if you have questions, just reach out to me. Before we begin, I'd like to go over a few items about the platform and presentation today. Your microphone is now muted, but during the question and answer session, you may unmute your microphone to ask questions, or use the chat feature, and our moderator will help ask the question for you. Today's Hangout is being recorded. Hangouts are educational discussions offered in a non-sales environment. Product promotion or sales pitches through the chat feature are not allowed. We will post the HFTP antitrust statement in the chat for your reference. And today's panel discussion is with the graduate winners of the hackathon. And they are going to go over their presentations and how they hope that it will change the hospitality industry. And it's led by our student leader, Daewon. I now hand the session over to you, Daewon.
All right, thank you so much, Victoria. As Victoria mentioned, my name is Taeyeon Hwang, and I was the previous HFTP president for Career Chapter, and I am also one of the student managers volunteering for our HC3 Hackathon. It's an honor for me to be your moderator for today in the Graduate Hangout. I hope through this session we'll be able to share the experiences you had during the journey and get to know each other more. Before we start, let's go ahead and recognize our top 3 finalists in the graduate session. When I call your school name, please introduce yourselves, which can include your area of interest and previous work experience, and pick one representative to give a summary of the team's hack. Don't forget to unmute yourselves. Are you guys ready? Please be ready to unmute yourselves again. And so, all right, In the third place is going to be Roches International School of Hotel Management. Congratulations again, guys. Please introduce yourselves by sharing your past work experience and area of interest, and pick one person to share your team's hack.
Hello, good morning, everybody. My name is Gochemona Ram, and I'm the team rep from La Roche. So my background, last year I was doing MIT program with Bon Appetit. It's a contractor company on the Google headquarter campus in Silicon Valley. And my interest is in food and beverage.
Great. Were there other team members with you today?
Yes, so we got Mega, Wand, and Gandhi. I think they already in the chat right now.
Am I audible?
Yes, you're unmuted now. Do you want to introduce yourself?
Perfect. Hi, so I'm Kshitij Gandhi from India. I have worked with the Taj Group of Hotels for about 5 years and then decided to come and pursue my MBA. I worked in front office, sales and marketing division, and was also one of the winners for a scholarship to come and pursue my master's here in Switzerland with La Roche. Thank you.
Thank you for your introduction. Are there any other members that want to introduce themselves?
Yes, hi, this is Megha. I've also worked with Taj Group of Hotels for 5 years and did the MIT program. After that, worked as a manager for 3.5 years and decided to come to La Roche to do my MBA. My interest is in food and beverage, so it's really great to be here.
Okay. Does anyone want to share their team's hack? Who would be the representative for your team?
I'll do it.
Okay.
So my team hack is basically, we call it Le Petit Gourmet, and it's an idea that has been developed from our team members' previous background in food and beverage. So we acknowledge the importance of cost and quality control within the operation, and we understand that the proper management can make such a huge impact on the total revenue. So with this understanding and the knowledge of the current situation that's going on around the world, we came up with this concept to encourage the production efficiency and contactless service that will generate the hotel revenue within a short period of time. And we believe that this concept will benefit the hotel during this pandemic and also in the long term after it is over.
All right, thank you so much. Okay, so for our second place winners is Salle-College of Saint Benilde. Congratulations. Please introduce yourselves. Again, your work experience, your previous education or area of interest, and hack summary, please. Is anyone from the Salle-College of Saint Benilde today?
Here, sorry. Hi.
Hello.
Hi there. Hello. Okay. Let me start. Okay, I'm here with Chris. No, one of my teammates are here. Unfortunately, Alex will not be able to join us because he has some emergencies at his hotel that he has to address. But okay, for me, I started with College of Saint Benilde since 2016. I'm teaching part-time with them, but as part of the tourism and industry, I've been with travel and tourism for more than 20 years. So when I started teaching in CSB, that's when I started to take my master's. So hopefully I'll be able to finish it actually by supposedly for this year. If not for the virus, then it's supposedly this year. So maybe Chris would like to introduce herself first before we go into the hacks.
Hello, mabuhay from the Philippines. So for you all, it's magandang umaga. For us here, it's magandang gabi na. So anyhow, I'm Chris Bebe again. So I work in the hotel industry, handling Boracay. So if any one of you in the future, I know that everyone's been in confinement for months, so thinking of the beach, you may get in touch to us via LinkedIn, or we can keep in touch. So I handle weddings and corporate events for Discover Shores Boracay, and yeah, I decided to take on my master's 2 years after I graduated from college. So I feel privileged to be representing the Salle-College of Saint Benilde and to get to know you all. And I actually watch all the videos, and the hacks are there. I've been delighted to share it with our hotel members.
Yeah.
So yeah. Back to you, Miss Eleanor.
Okay. Actually, among the three of us, Alex, if you would notice the video that we made, that's the Adriatico Suites, which is his hotel, the hotel of his family. Yeah, and that's why we were able to do the actual hacks there. And then
That was one of
Chris,
the questions I wanted to ask you.
how we could have done it, implemented it right
Yes.
away? Yes, because the owner of hotel is with us. Okay, and then Chris, of course, is still working with Discovery Shores Boracay. So, the things that we've learned actually are very very valuable for us, especially from the other teams. So, it was good for us to join this competition mainly just to see what other people could come up with, no? Because
Mhm.
everybody will be coming out of this definitely from this pandemic. Um, Trying to find out how we can change how we do things. Okay, like for us, unlike the other teams, where they concentrated a lot on just one or two hacks, we actually, since we were doing it at the hotel, we were trying to do a lot of the hacks based on what we have in Manila. Yeah, the restrictions that we have, unlike in other countries, they're not so strict when it comes to like the wearing of the mask, the washing of the hands, and so on. But here in Manila, we are the government has made it very very strict for us. So if you would notice the hack, we had the hands-free door openers. Okay, we had the doorknobs to reduce we took away the need to touch the doorknobs, just so that it would be as touchless as possible. We had the hand sanitizers. We have, of course, the face shields. I just told you a while ago that face shields now are mandatory here in Manila. Whenever you go out, it is mandatory by law that you should be wearing a face shield. Okay, and then we've tried to think of hacks wherein, since you will be staying indoors most of the time, so what can be done? So we've transferred the gym directly to the rooms. So we have the yoga mats there. We have a mini gym for you there, and then we have the mini home theater, and then of course the cashless payments. Cashless payment has been one of the industries that has actually increased by leaps and bounds here. As in, the one of the provider has actually recorded almost a 500% increase in cashless payments here.
Ooh.
Okay, and then of course, automated front office and anything that would require you to be in touch or to be close to somebody, we've tried to reduce. But okay, what we have tried to do also is social distancing without the social isolation, because it does tend to get to you. The quarantine, we're one of the countries with the longest quarantine.
Mhm.
We're still under quarantine right now, actually. So a lot of us has not gone out for more than 5 months.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's hard.
Yeah. Okay, we have not been out of our houses, if only to buy something from the supermarket or something else. But technically, none of us has been out of the house for more than 5 months. So we do try to do that social support for everybody, for your friends, for your family, etc.
Mhm.
So that was one of the themes that we had for the hacks.
All right, thank you so much. And finally, in first place, we have the Jung University. Not only does this team win a $3,000 scholarship sponsored by HFTP and T5 Strategies, but was also hosted on the hospitality podcast New Vacancy. For those wishing for a similar opportunity, make sure to apply for the next HC3 Hackathon held in March 2021. Congratulations, IULM, and please introduce yourselves.
Hello, good evening, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Hello.
Hello, I'm Aurora de Pinto. And first of all, I would like to thank you for having us today in this amazing webinar.
Thank you.
Thank you. So I'm glad you appreciated our job, our work. Yuri and Daniele will explain you how we came up with this idea. But before I can say to you that we all have different backgrounds, and we are really passionate about hospitality. We we always have been passionate about hospitality. So we started our master's degree in September, and we are really happy about that. We are really we have a lot of willing to work hard even after this project. So we have a lot of passion about hospitality.
Great. All right.
Hi,
Anyone else from you?
Yuri. Hello. Hello, everyone. I'm Yuri. I have a bachelor degree in business administration, which I really like it. But in the meanwhile, during my bachelor, I used to work in, in restaurants, pub, hotels, just to pay my studies. And at the end of my bachelor, I realized that I really like this industry for different point of view, from people, from the industry itself, and whatever. So as soon as I graduated, I decided to leave Italy. So I left. I fly to London. I started working as a bartender in a Hyatt hotel. And after a year, I came back to Italy to specialize myself and get a master degree in what I really like and really passionate about, which is hospitality. Now I leave you to Daniele, who is going to explain you our hack, our idea, and so on. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, perfectly.
Hello, thank you. So my name is Daniele Medici, and I have a background in tourism, in my bachelor degree in tourism. And like Yuri and Aurora already said, we are taking a master's degree in hospitality and tourism management. I've worked in a tour operator in Malta for about 8 months. So it was actually my first job in the tourism industry, and I fell in love with that kind of that field. So I knew that I had to focus and follow that that path. Although I left that job and I worked in a resort for 1 year, actually in a golf resort, because I love golf. So I tried to match pleasure with my background of tourism, and hopefully I will try to open a company myself in the tourism operator sector here in my hometown in Lucca in Tuscany. And yes, that's pretty much it. So about our project, we try to focus on what is the best thing that that a client can have in a hotel, and it has been shut down by the COVID, so by the COVID-19 measures. So we found out that the answer was the buffet experience, the buffet experience, and breakfast at its total. And we said, how can we manage to have that buffet experience even with the COVID-19 measures? And we saw, all the problems that some hotels tried to manage with la carte menu, or the buffet. With the buffet with the waitress. And so we tried to reinvent with the space optimization, because of course the tables had to be in a certain distance. And we just played it in our favor with the buffet experience. So with this big cart that had all the food that you can find in a normal buffet, but without having the physical structure of the buffet. So it was already gaining on that point, and the experience was basically the same. It's just that it was going between tables and not physically going to a structure. It was versatile because it could go with from a normal B&B with only 10 rooms to a hotel chain. So we found that was really one of our biggest points of the project. And it was just, then we also imagined about the people that were scared even about the atrium buffet, that didn't want to go in the big common areas. So we found out also a solution for those who didn't want to get out of the room to take breakfast. So we managed to get the QR code menu inside the rooms, and give them the room service with monopersonal breakfast and with no contact. So basically, just no contact at all. So this is our project and that's it.
Thank you so much. That was a great explanation. All right. Well, congratulations again to Jung University, the Salle-College of Saint Benilde, and Roches, and all the finalist team for your amazing ideas and time spent for the HC3 Hackathon. So now we're going to go and move over to our Q&A sessions. You could talk in teams if you want, or you could talk individually, but please do feel free to speak as the questions are open for every one of you. Okay. So the first question is going to be, how did you hear about the HC3 Hackathon, and what were your motivations for moving through the process? Since Jung University started first, does the Roches University want to start this time?
Yes, hello.
Okay, hello.
Hello, I hadn't introduced myself. I'm also from the Roche team. I'm Juan Candler from Costa Rica. We were invited, we received from our school mentor. He was the one who informed us about the opportunity. Right. So that's how it came about. And then
what were your motivations?
It was a bit, I would say it was a little bit the fact that it's like a hack, like there is a lot of limitations. So you have a lot of things to work on, but you cannot go outside certain limits. So it really pushes you to, in a challenging way.
And also the scholarship too, right? Okay.
Yes, yes, that too. But you also need a challenge. It cannot only be a scholarship.
All right, that's great to hear. All right, what about you, Aurora? What were your motivations, and how did you hear about the HC3 Hackathon?
Well, I have to thank Yuri for this opportunity, because Yuri found the event, and so he shared with us this idea, and we all were motivated about do that. So I have to thank Yuri, because he found it online, I think on LinkedIn, or while he was looking for something else, because he's really curious. He has he always want to do more and learn more. So Yuri found it, and we all agreed about work hard for this project all together.
Wow. All right, Yuri, do you want to take on and talk about your motivations?
Yeah, I want to thank Aurora for the very good words about me. Thank you very much. And so basically, I learned about this possibility on a morning. I remember, because I have an HFTP student membership. I remember that I received that email talking about this hackathon, Hilton University.
Wonderful.
Yeah, so I was very curious, because America for us, for in Italy, America hackathon. I was very curious about that. So I texted a couple of my friends, which are Daniela, Aurora, and two others, but they quit. They didn't want to come with us, unfortunately. And so what motivated us? Basically, as Aurora told you, I'm always looking for new challenges, so how to improve myself. And since I supposed to have an internship this summer in Barcelona, but it was canceled, of course, due to COVID-19 safety measure, I thought, so what can I do in order to improve myself, to face new challenges? So I started looking around. I had a couple of certification, and also this Hospitality Hackathon, which was really one of the best experience so far in university contest. Thank you very much.
Ah, that's great to hear. All right, could we hear one from Chris?
Hi, so for us here, actually we got the notification from school. So it was initially Alex who contacted us to join the hackathon. So honestly, the main motivation is in the middle of this pandemic, everybody's really wondering what to do. Really wondering what's going to happen in the new normal. It's like everyone's just a big question mark. Because even us at work, we are thinking of new ways to maintain that service that's all hard, but without compromising the experience. So it's actually a matter of applying it at work, at the same time challenging ourselves as students and proving that even in the middle of all this, so we are the hospitality industry and we are innovatives, and we'll rise together as one.
Yes.
So that's it.
That was such a lovely answer. Thank you so much. Okay, so the next question is going to be a little bit related to it, but what were your inspirations to the ideas that you shared with us? Would it be from your previous experiences of staying at a hotel or a restaurant, or would it be from working, or where did you get your ideas from? Eleanor, would you want to start it off?
Well, we started with what we wanted to do was to overcome some of the things that we've already been going through.
Mm-hmm.
So definitely for the Philippines, hospitality has always been a very personal. It's a very personal touch when it comes to the Philippines. We've always been known as a country that's been very hospitable, and not only in this particular industry, meaning everywhere that you would go, even to the provinces, even to the small towns, people are naturally hospitable. So you taking away or you social distancing us is very, very difficult for us.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to think of a way, or that's one of the inspiration that we were thinking of. How do you think of a way of having or letting people feel that hospital, that personal touch, but at the same time you're being asked to social distance? So that was one of the things that inspired us to come up with a lot of our hacks.
Mm-hmm. Thank you for sharing. All right. Let's see. Juan, do you want to share with us?
I'll pass it this one to Katie.
All right. Where is Katie?
Katie is my nickname, Sarah.
Hello.
Hi. So I have background. When I was going to school, I was working at the Four Seasons in Beverly Hills as a cook. So I'm really familiar with the hotel restaurant and for in-room dining, and also just the restaurant section. So I can see that the hotel pretty much offer everything on the menu. And we have in the walk-in, we have all kind of ingredients, which is fun in normal situation. But I was thinking about it during, this pandemic. There's no guests in the hotel, so there's no reason to order that much produce every day. So I was thinking maybe it is smarter if, there's a fake menu that we can plan ahead of time how many people will be expecting on that day. And also, since the idea is to offer pre-order menu online, we can kind of estimate how many people are coming in, what do we have to prepare, and then we can control our spending that way.
That's wonderful. Thank you so much. Okay, and Danielle, do you want to share?
Sure. Well, basically, the idea comes from joining me, Rhoda and Yuri, but Yuri is the one that has the background in food and beverage. So he was the main purpose. He was the who had the main idea about it. And what we actually did, the idea came from that both me and Yuri actually went in different hotels before coming up with the idea, because here in Italy, the quarantine was finished a little bit earlier than some other countries, so it was possible to travel. And when we had breakfast, we saw some problems, some issues. How could they be solved? And so we just chatted with Aurora and Yuri and came up with what I think is a brilliant idea, even if it's not it's not a genius idea. I mean, it's simple, but it works. I mean, it can work from day one easily. So this is what actually happened in a funny story, I could say.
All right, thank you so much for sharing. Let's see.
May I add something, please, about our
Yes,
idea?
please.
Well, I would like just to add that the core of our idea is the customer experience. And as COVID-19 safety measures have banned gatherings and buffet, of course, we try to maintain the same customer experience, a high customer experience for our guests. So this is, I think, the core of our idea. The reason why we developed our idea in this way with our service card.
Brilliant, thank you so much. Anyone else wants to share? Anyone from the Eleanor or Chris?
Actually, for us, for the La Salle College of Saint Miss Eleanor technically provided our the gist of our idea, which is social distancing without social isolation, because we are hospitable people. So technically, touch is really a big part of, because we are not just selling products. The core of our industry is service. So how do we maintain that service despite all these restrictions? So it's just a matter of really coming up with ideas to make the guest feel that it's safe to travel, that we put the utmost, or the first priority is safety, and of course the care and the experience comes next to it.
Yeah.
Let's see. Sorry about that. Did I exit it? Okay. All right, so the next question is, how many of you watched other people's videos, the finalist videos that were up? If you did, please raise your hand. Okay, I see all of you honest people out there. Okay, so out of those videos, were there some hacks that you wanted to steal that you thought maybe I could use this hack to improve it better? Were there any of those hacks, or were there some of the hacks that you wanted to actually share with us, but you never got the chance to? This would be the perfect time to share any other ideas that you might have. Anyone wants to start it out?
Can I?
Yes, please do.
So we were contemplating between two ideas. One was, of course, the one that we submitted, and the other one was where we were thinking of generating. I mean, this requires a little more time than the 30 days. That's why we dropped this idea. But sort of a cryptocurrency, sort of a situation where hotels, not necessarily only Hilton, but hotels in general, and the retailers like grocery marts, they'd start talking to each other, where through your loyalty points you can walk in and walk out from a retailer's shop with your essentials. That includes maybe bread or butter or something that the hotel can make and provide. The cost is really minimal to produce those items. It becomes sort of a discounted fare where you can just walk out with a piece of bread and use your loyalty points for that. And in return, to garner those points, you start staying with us a little more. So it's a new uptake on the existing loyalty program. But then again, this would require more than 30 days. So we didn't really go ahead with this.
That's a good idea. Does anyone else want to share their ideas? It could be anything that you want to share. It could be over 30 days, over the budget.
I think I'll go next. So so since I've mentioned earlier that I work in Discovery Shores, Boracay, so just to give you an idea, it's a luxury resort in the one of the most beautiful islands in the world. So the main concern that we have been going through over the months is actually the breakfast experience, because I was actually stunned with the first the first runner-ups.
Jung University.
Yeah, because I actually shared it with our F&B manager right away. Because what we're considering right now is, of course, buffet is temporarily unavailable. But how do you tell the guests that they're paying the same price, but the experience will be different, right? So I love that they provided a different option other than the usual plated service. Because what we were thinking is we will be providing, of course, breakfast in bed. But that's not just feasible totally in a way that it will incur more cost and staffing. So yeah, I would like to just share that we will be considering taking on that hack. And at the same time, one of the hacks that we wanted to add supposedly is, although this one is more on hitting the emotional aspect of the guest, is aside from all these technicalities, so we are planning to in every room in a hotel, there will be a letter, like a personalized letter to each guest, not really for each room, but there will be a letter from the hotel manager or the entire operations team with a personalized or name of the guest in it to make them feel that the room has really been prepared, not only for a certain guest, but for him or herself. So that's one of the hacks that we weren't able to add to the social distancing without social isolation.
That sounds lovely. I would have loved to see that on your video.
Next time.
Next time, really.
Yeah. Actually, we were calling it the care notes. Like
the
care notes. It's more of like asking the person how you are every day, or you know, different ways of asking, are you okay? Have you had breakfast? Or are you ready for dinner? Etc. Etc.
I'm starving at my hotel. I would love one right now, to be honest.
Yeah, it really makes a difference, especially if you're traveling alone, which for these pandemic times, definitely a lot of people will be doing that, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. And then I didn't know they didn't have the breakfast option, so I'm kind of hungry these mornings, but all right. Jung University, you guys just been called out. They like yours. So did you guys have anything else to add on it?
First of all, thank you so much for the kind words, of course. We had some other ideas that we would have liked to add at our presentation, but unfortunately, some were a little bit expensive, or at least you had to pay some money, such as an app that could register the clients the hour they prefer to have breakfast, in a way that you didn't have a lot of people in the same room at the same time. So, you know, with shift hours such as from 9 to 10 or 10 to 11, so that you could have people, not too many people in the same breakfast room. And the other one was having the possibility to have free room service if you paid in advance the room, or an upgrade type of a room, such as a junior suite or a suite. So you didn't have to go to the breakfast room. But at the end, I think that the idea we came up with was a little bit better, because it wouldn't have been versatile, the other idea. First of all, because you had to pay some money for the app. And second of all, because probably some B&Bs or some guest rooms or little hotels didn't have junior suites or upgrade rooms that could offer this type of possibility.
That would also be another way to encourage people to have upgrades on their rooms. So that's a great idea too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, I had a question, especially for Eleanor or Chris too. So at the end of your videos, you had, I'm sorry for the noise if you guys could hear it, but at the end of the video, you guys had more hacks that you wanted to include. For instance, you had the mini home theater, I believe.
Yes.
And I saw the price for it was $11. So I was very curious about what that would be. Do you want to explain more of your hack on it?
Chris, go ahead.
The mini home theater, or what was it? There was
I think Chris is on mute. You're on mute.
Okay, so the other hacks that we have in mind is a mini home theater and a automated front office. Actually, for that one, we were thinking of maximizing the use of digital platforms like Zoom. So one of the activities that one of the hotels that we were able to talk to with is what they did is they'd have activities for all their in-house guests via Zoom.
Ooh.
Yeah, so instead of gathering in one place, at least even though they are in their own suites, it's like a hybrid meeting, a hybrid concert. But this time they're maximizing or they're making use of the innovations that's happening because of this pandemic.
So it's like a party in the hotel without actually having to see
Yeah.
each other. I see.
Actually, we also thought of using the Zoom for the gym for the trainer. So a trainer will still be there for you.
Yeah.
If you would like one.
It's a
Via
good
Zoom.
idea too.
Mm.
Right.
I just want to say that I really like Chris' ideas about the Zoom meeting on the room, because still, in my opinion, the human relation is still very important. So we cannot set up like a meeting like very far away from my home and you are in the Philippines or whatever, because we can still have, the meeting space where it's very crowded when a risk of gathering in the room. But in the dinner time, you can go out with your client or with someone else and having a more personal relation. So I really, really like Chris' idea.
Thank you.
Right. Okay, so let's go on to our next question. So we have a suggestion. If you guys could pick a topic for next year, what do you think it would be for our HC3 hackathon? So it's not going to be the same. It's going to be held in March 2021, as mentioned before, but it's not going to be about the COVID-19 anymore. Hopefully the situation will get a lot better than this. So again, the question is,
Dave, just to clarify, we haven't actually decided on a date, but we will announce something in March because we hope to do it over the summer.
That.
Yeah, so I don't want you guys to think you have to start planning that quickly, but
I hyped you up way too much.
Probably start putting the information out in March and probably do it over the summer as well, because I think people have a little bit more time than the long semester. So that's the thought, but we'll just stay posted because we'll let you know.
So you guys still do have a lot of time to think about it, but right now, if you guys have one topic that you guys could like do a presentation for, what would it be? I see Eleanor unmuted herself. Does she have something on mind? Or
No, I'm still thinking.
I'm still thinking?
Yeah.
Katie, do you have something?
Yes, so I feel like everything's going to change after this COVID-19. So maybe we focus more on contactless idea for hospitality.
Contactless idea. That's a good one. All right, thank you for sharing. Let's see. Anyone coming up with any ideas? I know, Yuri, you have some bright ideas. Your teammates are always pushing for you. Do you have any?
No, not in this case. I was actually thinking this morning, because in Italy's afternoon, I was thinking, oh, the next year, what are they gonna come up with? I was like,
you're ready already.
No, I'm not. I was like, what can they do? I mean, it's like nowadays there is the COVID, right? There is the COVID, so it's kind of clear that a hackathon should be related with COVID. But what's up next year? No one knows. So for me, planning in advance might be not really useful, because it's very nice that was the situation was real, was actually we need like solutions straight away. That's why I was very interested in hackathon.
Yeah.
For me, that's why planning in advance, it might be not really useful, my personal opinion.
Yuri, you're right on. The reason that you had all of those limitations was because if you're thinking of someone who owns their own hotel or a restaurant or something, they don't have a lot of funds necessarily. Hopefully they planned properly and they have funds available, but a lot of people don't. So we needed answers that people could say, wow, we could do that today. and it might help mitigate all the losses that I'm incurring right now. So like your cart, you probably have carts already in the hotel, right? I just thought that the door foot pedal, how obvious is that, right? How many of you walk into your house with groceries and you use your foot, your elbow, whatever to get it? You know, yeah, right? So you don't think about these things, but somebody else saw it. So, and you can ask Daewon, we are pretty creative at the college. She's been in several of my classes. We could come up with something fun for next year, I'm sure. And I agree, maybe we should wait just to make it spontaneous so you're not already preparing ahead in advance, right?
Mm-hmm. And if anyone has a good idea,
yes,
everyone knows each other's LinkedIn, so.
I don't have an idea, actually. I just, just a thought. I mean, especially after the pre-COVID, like someone else said, it's going to be difficult. I mean, in the next months, try to travel with internationally. I mean, so it would be nice to think about the domestic type of tourism. So in the same country, how this COVID-19, well, because of COVID-19, but not necessarily. Can you hear me?
Hello?
Yeah, okay.
I'm so sorry, we lost you there for a second, but we're back.
Okay. Because I wasn't hearing anything. So I was saying about the domestic type of tourism that can achieve from the next months instead of only international.
A good one too. And I see over here in our chat box, Mr. Greg Rocket shared that many tourist destinations are taking this opportunity to figure out how to reposition for the future. That's a good thought too. Maybe a lot of hotels could start repositioning them and then try to prepare better for the future. All right, so this might be our last question. So if everyone could answer this, it would be great. So during the hackathon, what did you learn from this whole experience? And also, if you have learned something and want to take it further, what are the next steps that you would be taking the hacks that you guys made into? Since this is the question, I know you guys are trying to make the best answers as possible, but it's okay to feel, Shirley. Aurora, do you want to go?
Do you mind to repeat the question, because I lost the connection? Sorry.
Oh, Daniel. Oh, sure, okay. Definitely. Okay, so the question was, what did you learn from the hackathon? And if there are further steps that you would want to take with the hacks that you've made, what would be those steps? You could answer only one of them if you want. Hi, Eleanor.
Hi. I think one thing that I've learned is that the industry does not end with the virus. There was a while that we actually thought that the whole industry would either have to change or it ends. It ends right there and then. I mean, I don't think any property would have been able to last if this virus would have lasted for a year. So the hackathon was able to show that we can reposition ourselves. And yes, we can change some of the things that we normally do. We just have to sit down and apply ourselves to do what we need to do.
Thank you so much. Right. And Yuri, did you want to say something?
Yeah. What I learned is more practical. I mean, I really learned that the importance of selling, the importance of sales, the ability of selling something, because you might have like a simple idea as our idea might look, but if you sell it, if you find the problem that you can solve and you present it in the best way, you're gonna grab the attention, you're gonna sell your product. It doesn't matter how much ingenious is your product, how much beautiful it is, maybe. You just need to grab the attention of your audience. That's what I really learned. And and it's also very important for yourself, selling yourself like in a job interview. So from now, I'm gonna find out what they need and how I can kind of fix the problem of their property. So what they're looking for, and like everyone says, how you can solve that problem, as a person, and looking for my next internship. So that's what I'm really taking away from this hackathon.
And one thing that's definite for all of us is that you guys got to promote yourselves pretty good throughout this webinar over here. You're showing your lovely faces, you're showing your ideas, so that's one good thing, right? All right. Katie, do you want to share anything?
First of all, so I feel like I
would like to share one thing.
Okay.
I'm sorry about that.
First.
Okay. So.
Oh, hi. So I was gonna say that what I really take from this hackathon personally is the way to communicate between my group, because we were all over the world. I was in LA and 2 of my teammates were in India and other one was back in Switzerland. So I feel like it's really important for us to, keep in touch with each other, and then with the idea and sharing our thoughts and plan out everything, because at the end we have to, turn in the project. So it's really helped with teamwork and communication skills. And from the project itself, I learned how to, like we have all this idea and we have to put together, and then now we have to present it. So we got to list not 1, 2, 3, 4, like, how we're gonna present it to make it make sense, and to sell our idea. So I agree with Yuri, what he said earlier.
Yes, teamwork is always important, especially in the time when we could always see each other only through online, right?
Right.
And about the selling part too, definitely. All right, would you want to share anything, Chris?
I think for me, it's more like on traveling has made, technically, hospitality and travel industry, it has made the world a common place for everybody. But this pandemic has taught us that distance will not stop us from doing things like this one. And it's actually a good opportunity wherein, despite the distance, I get to meet people from different parts of, if you think about it, are we going to come up with this kind of event without this pandemic? So it's just a matter of looking at the brighter side of things and making use of the present problem to come up with better opportunities.
Thank you so much for sharing, Chris. That was lovely. All right, Aurora, would you want to say something? All right, we'll get right back to you when you come back to the signal. And would there be anyone else who wants to share what they learned through the hackathon? Danielle or Juan? Or is Aurora back?
I perfectly agree what my teammate said, Yuri. It's just that our idea at the beginning, we weren't so confident about it because it was quite, basic. But at the end we said, yeah, but if we sell it good and we have proof that it is good, and then it can happen. We can do something really nice. And this is what basically happened. So absolutely what Yuri said. It was a nice event. It was nice having them as a teammate, of course. And it was fun. It was fun.
I'm glad you had a wonderful experience.
It was fun. I really agree. It was fun.
I see wonderful teamwork there. That's wonderful. Aurora, are you back? Or was she not able to come back? Let's see. Anyone else wanted to share? Oh, I see Aurora, you're back. Would you want to share?
Yes, I'm sorry. I had some connection.
No worries at all.
So, yeah, about this experience, yes, I would like to share one thing, because apart from meeting and working with other colleagues around the world, that was really amazing because it's a great opportunity. In my opinion, hospitality sector needs, and I have noticed this point thanks to this project, that hospitality now needs new ideas, fresh ideas, and new generation contribute in the future. So this is an important point that I have noticed thanks to this project.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
All right, thank you so much for your time today. So unfortunately, we don't have time anymore, but everyone, thank you so much for sharing. And today we all got to know each other, and through these hangouts from HFTP, we're able to share our thoughts. So it's a great opportunity for us to gather together, especially at these kind of times. So I really do encourage you individuals personally that you do enroll with us at HFTP. And as Victoria mentioned before, HFTP for students are complimentary, so please do. And thank you for HFTP for holding the webinars, and thank you all and the finalists for spending your time with us. Okay, and I'll turn it over to Victoria.
Well, thank you, Daewon, and the winners. One more congratulations to you and for your innovation. The hackathon has been just a wonderful experience, and HFTP has been a proud sponsor of this event, this inaugural event, right? So today was the final presentation from HFTP in the hackathon. Don't forget to check out the HFTP for students and join as a student member. And I also want to plug Cyber High Tech, attending our Cyber High Tech event. A lot of good education and information is always shared at High Tech, and this is a unique way to, for this year, get a taste of high tech and through our virtual Cyber High Tech. So thank you again as we close the hackathon for today, and we look forward to your participation in future events. Have a great day.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a wonderful day. Have a wonderful night.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.